Freedom Dinner at Boisdale of Canary Wharf, and I'm speaking to a few people about this evening and what they make of it. First of all, I want to introduce you to Sarah Bland. Originally, we met in 2007 at the Revolt and Style dinner, and I remember you felt very passionately you wanted to do something.
Well, mine at that point was definitely to try and reverse or stop the ban on smoking. Sadly, that didn't happen. We still have a ban in place. It would be fantastic if we could do something about encouraging bars to open up smoking rooms, as they do in certain other parts of Europe. At the moment, smokers are in danger of being completely ostracised, and I just think it's very important we try and do something to protect their rights.
This is Angela Harbutt. Angela is running the Hands Off Our Packs campaign. Angela, tell me a bit about the campaign.
The campaign is going very well. We are trying to get as many signatures as possible to say no to plain packaging. We're talking to consumers, we're talking to smokers, we're talking to manufacturers, we're talking to newsagents, we're talking to people that are employed, we're talking to people unemployed. We're saying this is enough of the nanny state. It's time we said no, and it's time we said yes to freedom.
I think the main issue this evening is tolerance. We all need to understand each other's point of view. We need to be able to be free and libertarian insofar as we can do what we like, but at the same time be tolerant of all the views that exist.
I see this as a much, much bigger picture. Forget tobacco. If you don't smoke, you should still be concerned that government is getting involved in the minutiae of our lives. And I do think that we need more articulate people to stand up and say enough is enough.
If you think that human beings can exercise their own judgments, if they can make their own choices without necessarily having the state to be able to take this paternalist approach of advising you in one way or another, if you think you can make your own choices informally without having state-sanctioned experts to tell you what to do, then actually I think you should sign up to this libertarian creed. I think it's very important that more and more people do. I think smoking is the front line of a full frontal assault on our liberties in kind of everyday life at the moment, which is unprecedented in the UK, and I think we should really recognise that this does not just affect smokers, it's actually something that has far broader implications, and anyone that's concerned about freedom and thinks they have the ability to make up their own minds about what they choose to do should be concerned about these kind of bans too.
Now I've got with me Josie Appleton, who is the director of the Manifesto Club. Josie, tell me a bit about the Manifesto Club.
We campaign for freedom in everyday life, so freedom of public spaces, private lives, informal lives. Basically all the new areas that the state has really started moving into in the last 10 years.
And do you feel that people are listening to the message? Because we can have events like this, people talk, they say all the right things, but does it actually have any impact?
I think campaigns have an impact on a case-by-case basis. I think it's very important to join them up, though, and show that it's not just an issue about drinkers or smokers, but it's an issue across the board. And state regulations actually affected every interest group, every social group, every age group. And so I think it's campaign groups can actually join up the issues, that you can start to build that solidarity between groups.
This war on smoking matters. It matters not just because of what it means for our freedoms, but it matters also because it is, in a sense, a proxy war, as being fought as part of a much bigger struggle. And that struggle is between liberty and tyranny, a big government using junk science to impose its will on free people.
I've got with me now Pat Nurse. Pat is a journalist and a blogger. Pat, tell me a bit about why you're here tonight.
Well, I've come here because I want to make a stand about freedom, the right to choose and the right to have control over what you do with your own life. I saw the smoking ban come in, and you know what, when it came I took a huge sigh of relief in a way, because I thought, oh, that's it, at least now they'll back off, they'll leave us alone. But it's relentless, it goes on and on and on and on, so in that sense I'm pessimistic, because I just feel that it will never ever end.
It's just made a lot of people very miserable, it's disjointed society, it's ruined social occasions, and it is a crap idea that has nothing to do with liberty and everything to do with dictatorships, in my humble opinion.
Come rebels with a cause, come rebels with philosophy, rebels with a philosophy of freedom, call fully human and tell them to nudge off. We can win this, but we've got to use our minds to do it. Thank you very much.
So I said, General, have a dram. He cheered up hugely at that. And then I said, do you want one of my little cheroots? And he thought that was quite a good idea too, which just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, that a little whiskey and a little cheroot is not just a matter of elephant safety, but powerful diplomacy. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been a bit light-hearted in places, but there's also, I hope, a view which also comes across. And that is a firm belief, certainly on my part, that in whatever walk of life people are, they are much better left to rise to their own challenges, make their own decisions, and take responsibility for what they do, their lives and their families. Thank you very much.